Bam! Good day, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Jolt with Johnny Cleveland. That would be me. And hope you're off to a roaring Monday morning start wherever you're listening to or watching us. Tune into us on Apple, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, anywhere that you can download podcasts. We will be there. We need you. We want you. We know that you are loyal Browns fans. We appreciate you tuning in to the Fanatical L's Network, part of Fans First Sports Network. I am coming to you from the sunny state of Florida. No, we're not outside. It's too gods dang hot and humid. I always forget how god-awful humid it is here in Florida, and why we decided to come to Florida in the early stages of July is besides me, but we are enjoying the humidity of the area. I'm down in the Destin, Fort Walton area this week, and but we didn't want to miss out on a coffee jolt. Got my coffee here. And we're enjoying the weather so far. The beaches down here are amazing. If you have not traveled to this region of Florida, you are really missing out. It is some fantastic beach areas that you got to be down here to understand what I'm talking about. But, you know, they're white crystal sanded beaches that are different. I mean, if maybe you've been to Florida, Miami, and Daytona and places like that. Nothing like that. This is 10 times better, less crowded, a lot of tourists, but not overwhelming. And it's just a nice, easy vibe down here. So come on down to the Gulf shores of Florida and Alabama and all that, this region up here, all the way down back toward New Orleans. You will not be disappointed. Let me have a sip of my coffee and wake up. It's an hour earlier here. It's only 9:30. I know it's 10:30 when I'm recording this back on the East Coast. But we wanted to come to you and bring you our shows this week. I know Lou Marconi has his Burning River Browns talk that just came out this morning. He had his show last night. Those shows pop on our audio in the mornings. Hope you're listening to that. We've got Noah Olson with his East Bank sports shows coming up. I think one later today. Steve Gill, our Dog Pound South colleague who lives down there in Nashville, brings you all the latest and greatest of Browns news, especially for those who are outside of the Cleveland area. Great stuff. And Jarrell Flint, and we got Sammy, and we got Rod Bloom with his Browns Blitz. I think Rod was on vacation, and I think he'll be doing a show here in the Browns Blitz coming up in the next week or so. So look forward to hearing from him. We are only, 2 weeks away from training camps now. The Brownies going down the Greenbrier. And so I'm leaning into the camera because my microphone is off to here. We had to I'm trying to find various spots to do this podcast. So hopefully this works. We're in a house, but there's many people in the house right now. And so I had to find a spot that was sort of quiet. And so hopefully this works the rest of the week. But we're going to have our shows this week. We got Greenbrier then coming up with the Browns going to training camp. There's not a ton of news right now. This is kind of that lull before we get into training camp. We will be providing you daily updates of training camp when they get down to Greenbrier and points forward. I think we have 9 Sundays, less than nine weeks away till the Browns kick off the season. The first week in September. We can't wait when they play the Dallas Cowboys. Just a bit of things that are out there in the news about the Brownies. I know Dog Pound Daily always does some good stuff. Randy Gurzy wrote an article about 4 potential Browns players who could be reaching their first Pro Bowls. Included in that is Martin Emerson, maybe even DeJuan Jones. So I thought that was interesting. Of course, there's a lot of chit chat about Grant Delpit. Will he potentially make it to a all-pro? Will he be an all-pro and make it to a Pro Bowl? We'll see. So that's not a lot going on, We've been talking about the stadium. We've been talking about Amari Cooper. We've been talking about Nick Chubb. I know there's questions about, well, with Nick Chubb not being there potentially at the beginning of the season, what's that going to look like? I did an interview with Jeff Hartman over with the Steel Curtain Network, part of Fans First Sports, and we were talking about the Browns and what they will do with if Chubb's out. Obviously, Jerome Ford, I still believe, is going to be the main guy. And then you've got the other players that they've signed a little bit, that Foreman, Kidd, and then Hines will probably fill in the gaps. We don't have Kareem Hunt back. I know in that interview I did with Jeff, he was asking me lots of questions about, what's the fan base feel going into this season? Are they optimistic? Obviously, we all are. We did some amazing things considering that we got to 11 wins and had 5 different quarterbacks leading the way. So that was good. That should be coming out. When it does, we'll post that. And guards are doing great. They took 2 out of 3 from the San Francisco Giants over the weekend. And as we get into the All-Star break here, we have a record now of 56-32. They've got a 6-game lead over the Minnesota Twins. So good stuff there. Not much more going on with the Cavs. I know there's been discussion still about, trading this guy or this guy. But, Kenny Atkinson is new head coach, and the readings I'm looking at online are suggesting that, Kenny is, and the Cavs are not, trying to trade Jarrett Allen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to stick with those core 4 and give Kenny Atkinson an opportunity to work with that group that did a pretty good job over the last couple of years. And I think it's just a change of coaching will make a world of difference. I know some of you Cavs fans will disagree with that, but just sit back and relax and see what happens. It can't get worse. Getting rid of JB Bickerson, I can guarantee you that. We're going to have a Johnny Cleveland podcast later, maybe later today or tomorrow. I know we have several people here in my house that are visiting with us with down here in Florida, and they would like to be guest appearances on one of our next Johnny Cleveland episodes. So I'm looking forward to having you meet all of them. So you can look forward to that. We'll have a Fanatical Elves show later this week with the rest of the gang that I mentioned earlier. Look for like I said, Noah Olson's having his show come out later today. Lou will have another Burning River Browns talk show coming out tomorrow morning. He'll have his show on video tonight, so tune into all of that. That's all I got, folks. I hope all of you have a very, very good Monday. Go Browns. And I'm going to enjoy my vacation here in Florida. Go get some more sun. The beaches down here are amazing. We're going to try a different beach today. We're doing beach shopping and just some really neat things to see down here. Lots of good restaurants too. So if you are in the mood to if you've never traveled to Florida, bypass Miami, bypass all those places on the other coastline, come here. It's the Emerald Coastline. The water here is, you can see through the water. It's bluish turquoise, just amazing stuff. So, okay, there's my plug. There's my big commercial about Florida. Take care, everybody. Go Browns. We'll talk to you probably tomorrow. Coffee Jolt with Johnny Cleveland. Fans First Sports Network, part of the Fanatical Elves. Bye.